Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel. And this is my first impressions look on the Anta KT7. So this is Klay Thompson's 7th signature shoe with Anta. And Anta has been killing it with their technology and their prices. I mean, they gave us the KT Splash model. That entire line is like $110 bucks, pretty damn cheap, like budget price, but they gave us really good tech in that shoe, and it's a great performer. And the Klay Thompson or the KT signature shoe line has been great. The technology has been premium and the performance has been great. So this particular model is going for 150 bucks. It is a little expensive. They did raise the price a little bit, but you are getting their top of the line tech. So if you guys do want to get it, I'll leave a link in the description box, but let's get it started off with the Tracciones. And this pattern is pretty weird. It says it's inspired by water, you know, the flow of water. And in this colorway, it's translucent. It already kind of has like off-white color to it, which is, I'm not a huge fan of translucent, first of all. And second, I'm not a huge fan of yellowing. But anyways, it doesn't look like water. It looks more like a fish or like a lizard or something. I mean, this kind of looks like the eye, doesn't it? And then like the mouth is kind of like right here. And I don't know. But anyways, it's a pretty funny looking pattern. But how does it bite on my wood floors? It bites really well. It feels very sticky, and also there is a very loud squeak, which I like a lot. So I feel like it's going to be a very good performer on a clean court. Of course, we'll have to test it on dust. That's always kind of like the deciding factor. You know, if it's not good on dust, that kind of sucks because a lot of people playing on a dirty court, you know. For the durability seems very good. You know, as you guys all know, Chinese companies in particular make very durable outsoles because the Chinese demographic, most of the people in China play on an outdoor surface. So they have to make their rubber outsoles very durable for outdoor use. And they did well, I feel like, in the KT5. You know, obviously I haven't tried it out yet, but the rubber feels really hard. The grooves are very thick and also super deep, and it also says on their website that it's specifically made for outdoor use. So for durability, you should be fine and you should be good to go. And in the middle of the outsole here, we can see a carbon fiber midfoot shank plate, which is very nice, very premium touch, especially for 150 bucks. And then on the sides, both on the lateral and medial sides of the shoe, it's just they say it's a nylon TPU. I mean, TPU is just plastic, so it's just plastic here on the lateral side. It cages the cushion and also acts as a lateral counter here. Also on the medial side, it cages the cushion a good amount, actually. Look at that. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it does give you good torsional support and rigidity. And now moving on to the heel to toe transition, it feels pretty smooth so far. You know, here in the heel, we have a very rounded shape, which I like a lot. So that definitely helps with the smoothness in the heel, but it is fully caged. Look at that. We have a crazy cage again, but this plastic is actually quite soft, because when I first saw it, I thought it was gonna be a very stiff plastic, but it's actually not. There's a little bit of give to it, just a tiny bit. I wouldn't say it's like super soft or anything, but it's not as hard as I thought it was gonna be. So it doesn't feel too clunky so far here in the heel. And then here in the forefoot, we got a nice curved shape. Look at that rocking motion. Like, it's just super smooth. And also look, the forefoot flex is very good as well, even though, as you guys can see, the carbon fiber midfoot shank plate just ends right here, so it allows the forefoot to flex a lot. So heel to toe transition seems pretty smooth so far. Moving on to the cushioning setup. Here in the back of the heel, it says N2. You know, they're calling it their Nitro Speed Tech. And as you guys know, it reminds me a lot of Boost. Look at that. Like on the medial side, it is pretty, I guess it's exposed a little bit, but we do have this crazy plastic caging a good amount of it, but it does look like Boost, and it reminds me a lot of the Boom cushion from Leaning as well. Look at that. And Boom is super nice. As you guys all know, Adidas doesn't own the rights to the actual like compound of this. A chemical company called BASF actually manufactures this foam. As you guys all know, Puma has a Boost like cushion, and same with Leaning, and now Anta. Anta is now on this kind of like Boost ride. So you can see kind of like the individual pellets that are heat pressed together to make this foam midsole. And also another cool thing about the cushioning setup is that the insole is made of the same thing. And it's actually really thin, so it's it doesn't improve the step-in comfort that much, but I feel like it's better than your traditional like Ortholite insole. And underneath the insole, we have a strobo board, but it doesn't feel super stiff. It looks stiff, but when you actually press it with your finger, there is a little bit of give to it. So I feel like it'll break in nicely, and hopefully the Nitro Speed foam feels nice. As far as how it feels so far, it feels pretty nice. You know, here in the heel, there is a little bit of compression, although there is all of this caging. Please guys, like, you don't need all this caging, just make the foam a little bit thinner. For example, in the Harden Volume 3, you have full length boost, it's super thin, very low to the ground, and it's not caged. You know what I mean? You can do the same thing. You don't have to make it super thick like this and then cage the hell out of it, you know? But anyways, I feel like it'll be nice. You know, it feels like there's a little bit of rebound back, good compression, good impact protection and stuff like that. But also, it feels pretty low to the ground. I mean, when I first looked at it, I was like, yo, this is thick, especially if you look on the medial side. Look at that. It looks very chonky, but when you actually put it on foot, it feels pretty low to the ground, so I like that as well. So the cushioning setup is super comfortable. I'm gonna need to play in it, of course, and see how bouncy it gets and how good impact protection is, but so far it feels very, very nice. All right, moving on to the materials. So the materials is basically made out of TPU strands, and it reminds me a lot of the KT6 Low. It doesn't feel as rough to the touch, like the KT6 is a little rough. The KT7 on the other hand is a little bit softer. You know, I feel like they maybe like heat press it to make it a little bit smoother or something, but the overall aesthetic looks very, very similar. And it is a huge improvement in my opinion over the KT6. I mean, the KT6 was, it wasn't terrible because it's actually pretty thin, but like, look at all this fuse. I mean, this shoe is filthy, it's super dirty, but it's not that nice in my opinion. I mean, it wasn't terrible like I said, but I feel like the KT7 is definitely an upgrade to the KT6. And like I said, it's super thin. There is some fuse here on the toe box, actually a good amount of fuse here on the medial and also I guess on top of the toe, but it's actually still very, very thin. It doesn't feel super flimsy, it doesn't feel cheap, it actually feels very nice. And also on foot, it feels very minimal, it conforms to your foot and all that. And also look at that in the midfoot, it's just super thin. So I like how it feels overall on foot. And then also on the medial side, we got some, I guess, water drops. You can see some water drops of fuse here. As far as the tongue goes, there's a little bit of padding, I would say, just a tiny bit. And it is a half booty construction tongue, so it does connect to a material that goes underneath this kind of like TPU stranded upper. And look, it says speed fiber for speed. And also here in the ankle area, on the outside of the shoe, we got foam. And we have some actual screen mesh. What's the point of this foam? I will never understand what this foam is for. Does it? I feel like maybe it adds rigidity to the actual material, so the ankle protection or the ankle support is a little bit better maybe. Other than that, I don't really know what it's for because you don't feel this material all too much. I would think you would want to put it on the inside. But anyways, there are Achilles pillows. So the Achilles pillows feel very nice and very comfortable. And there is a little bit of padding in the ankle area as well. But for the most part, it feels super minimal and very nice on foot. Also here on the tongue, there's this little plastic bubble. And we can see the number 11, the Anta logo, and also Klay Thompson's logo as well. As far as the fit goes, the fit is actually super snug. It fits very similar to the KT6. I went true to size and my toes pretty much go right to the edge of the shoe, which I like. I feel like some people will find that a little bit uncomfortable, so probably go up half a size if you don't like it super close to the edge of the shoe, but I like it, I don't really mind it. Hopefully when I play in it though, my foot doesn't like bang into the front of the shoe. That would hurt my toes. If that doesn't happen, then I'm okay with the length. Width also is kind of narrow. It's definitely squeezing my foot. I like that. And also here in the toe box, it's quite snug as well. So the overall fit, it fits me very, very well. If you have a wide or thick foot, you should probably go up half a size, maybe even a full size, because it's a very, very snug fit. Also, it's a pretty easy shoe to put on. We have a very high heel tab, although it is pretty much a high top shoe. As far as the support and lockdown goes, I feel like it's gonna be very good. For lateral containment, look at that. The material feels super supportive. There's really no stretch to it. We got this plastic piece here in the forefoot and it comes up here in the midfoot. And also here in the heel, we got this crazy plastic piece. And it also feels like there is an internal TPU heel counter. So lateral containment, I feel like it's gonna be good. And lateral stability, there is a crazy outrigger. It's a super wide base. So lateral stability is probably gonna be good. And ankle support seems like it's pretty damn good as well right now. All right, as far as the weight goes, I don't know guys. I feel like it's gonna be like 14 ounces, 13 and a half ounces maybe. Yeah, so 14.11 ounces. That's pretty damn heavy. Let's check the left pair. Yeah, 14.25 ounces. So is it light? Not really. It feels a little chonky, especially here in the heel. She's thick here in the back. You know what I mean? Look at all this foam, you know, and all this plastic caging. Not a huge fan of that, but it feels great on foot. The materials, like I said, feel very minimal, and the traction seems like it's gonna be good. So I don't think weight is gonna be a huge deal for me, as long as I feel quick when I'm playing it and also responsive. All right, moving on to the aesthetics. I love it. You know, it actually looks great. I feel like the 6 looks a little bit better, or maybe it's just this colorway, I don't know. But the 7 also looks great. Tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, I mean, it's looking really good. My first impressions of the shoe, it feels great. The quality is there. You got nice cushion. Traction feels phenomenal. Materials feel thin, but also supportive. It fits me really well too. Just the weight feels a little heavy, but I don't think that's gonna be a huge deal. So for the most part, I feel like this is going to be a very good performer. So that about wraps it up for my first impressions on the Anta KT7. Again, if you guys want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.